and so I might just put it down. The other thing is that you should know about me is I was a young person once, and before that I was a child on the phone back when I was young. We didn't have any of these things. It was a notepad, or it was a puzzle, or some kind of thing to distract and fidget you and not pay attention. But because what I'm telling you, and I hope that I'm funny and I hope that I'm interesting, but because it is, and fill up these empty seats.
Yes.
And I want you to do it quickly, because otherwise the people that sit in the back, because they don't actually really want to be part of this, you see why they're late. This is great, thank you. Amazing, thank you so much, I appreciate that so much. Look at this. And I was just kidding, you are a beautiful group of people, and you are all unique, special, and individual. I think. You look very special, unique, and individual. Awesome, thank you so much. And then you guys are all from the 3rd floor. No? Some of you I don't want to kind of like call anybody out, but just put up your hand if you kind of chose this session over another. Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you all. And so I hope this is useful. And then also I teach at the University of Winnipeg. And one of the things I've learned is, you know, the attention spans when I was young. I was born in 19, in a true sense. I want this to be a conversation, which includes the idea that, you know, I want to move a little bit of time in and towards the end for questions, but I would actually prefer, and maybe this will make people more comfortable, if, you know, and this is something, if you go to a comedy show, never do it, which is you can heckle me, right? You know, I mean, if you want to, I don't mean heckling like, you know, yelling at transphobic stuff, but you can do that too if you want to go. You know, because I'll go. I will go up here, and so you'll get to see it in front of your friends. So, but you probably don't want to do that because you're nice. But if you want to yell something out, like if you have a question or you say, and this is the hardest thing to yell. Actually, you know what, this is interesting. The easiest thing to yell in the dark is something horrible and cruel and mean. That's actually the easiest thing, because that's the cowardly thing. The brave thing to do is to actually yell out, I don't understand. Can you explain that to me? Can you help me to figure this out? That's courage, you know? Most of what we think of as courage in terms of people being, it's a form of aggression. And one of the things that I'm going to talk about that we really have to divest ourselves of as people is having aggressive relationships with other people. And aggressive relationships with other people are not just about physical fighting, they're about ostracizing people, they're about ignoring people, and probably the worst sin that we can make against another human being is prejudice. Now, prejudice, obviously, is a word we all know, which is to prejudge somebody based on expectations we have, stereotypes, things we think we know, and so on. And there's a phrase by a thinker called Herbert Spencer on this particular topic, which is that the biggest barrier to knowledge and human development is contempt without prior understanding. And this is one of the greatest gifts my parents gave me, is I love opera. I don't know how any big opera fans in the house? You know, and again, you see that's an example of a prejudice, because how do I know? There could be plenty. There could be people studying to be sopranos and so on. But I'm making a generalized assumption. And it's kind of it's a benign one, right? It's a benign one. The idea that young people in the group in the high school for Richmond Collegiate wouldn't, as a group, be into opera is kind of a harmless presumption to make. But as you all know, because you all come from varying and diverse backgrounds, even if you were born and raised here, the way you're raised, where you live, all these things, we all come from diverse backgrounds. Diversity